What's so crazy about this whole storyline now is, as we're saying, the Christian right is actually helping Trump to become that authoritarian because, going back to the history of it, one of the things that struck me from Fitzgerald's book, she goes through Jerry Falwell and Pat Roberts, and these guys were early founders of what became the Christian right. But what was striking about it was guys like Paul Weyrich and Richard Vigoret and other people, they were going after their audience. Now, Trump's base, the audiences of Jerry Falwell and the 700 Club and all these TV preachers and all that. But by the time you get to the 1990s, I didn't know this, but I just read this today in the book that Dr. James Dobson, Focus on the Family Research Council, he was so powerful politically. There was a few times when the Republican Party wasn't doing what he thought they should be doing in terms of anti-LGBTQ legislation, pro-family, anti-abortion stuff. He threatened to quit the Republican Party, and he said, "I'm going to take as many voters as I can with me." So he had that much power, and they caved into him. Yeah, you get to Project 2025. This is something that's organized by the Heritage Foundation, which you mentioned. And I'm just reading from their website, Project 2025. It says, quote, "The 2025 Presidential Transition Project, being organized by the Heritage Foundation, it builds off of Heritage longstanding mandate for leadership." Now, this is scary, which has been highly influential for presidential administrations since the Reagan era.
Yeah, it has.
Most recently, the Trump administration relied heavily on Heritage's mandates for policy guidance, embracing nearly 2/3 of Heritage's proposals within just 1 year in office. So they're saying, look, Trump was using most of our stuff the first year he was president, and they're going to help him become a dictator. And this is the Christian right doing this.
Anybody who thinks that this is hyperbole and says, well, come on, that's an exaggeration. I just want to ask you something. 5 years ago, if I'd told you that Roe was going to be reversed, excuse me. 10 years ago, if I told you the Republican Party would be saying, let's give in to Vladimir Putin and hand him Europe.
Yeah, you couldn't make this stuff up.
You don't think that the next steps will be equally shocking and more so? This is an irreversible path where the right is basically bowing to Vladimir Putin and the totalitarian Eastern Bloc, what we used to call the Eastern Bloc. We'll find all of a sudden that the right wing is on the side of the Communist Party because basically it too is authoritarian and anti-gay. And then in terms of the left is not going to fill the vacuum because they're too busy with the niceties of kind of a political correct view of the world, which demands perfection or nothing and always gets nothing. That's the disease of the left. We demand perfection or nothing. Well, you will get nothing. I mean, we're playing for keeps now.